Morning, Trainiacs. So this being the extent of my workouts while I'm recovering from my leg surgery, I'm bringing in some of the people that I've worked with in the past to help contribute to some of the videos these days. And today we have our old pal Brenton Ford, the founder and head coach of Effortless Swimming, who is going to dissect my swim stroke and give me advice. Now, if you are somebody that is at kind of that 140 per 100 meter or faster sort of range, you'll be the type of person that will benefit from stroke timing and being able to throw and carry momentum into your swim stroke. And that is largely what we talk about here. So, enjoy. Also, if you stick around to the end of the video, Brenton has a free 2-week return to swimming program that he offers up.
Hey Tara, thanks for sending in this latest video here. So let's have a look at the stroke and see what you're doing well and see where there's some opportunity to swim faster. And keeping in mind that when you're swimming in the swim spa, there's a couple things here. Now, we know that you're swimming at around 150 pace here. So it's obviously not the 130 pace that you'd be used to when you're racing. So we're not going to look at stroke rate. And the other thing as well is that sometimes in the swim spa compared to, say, the pool, the stroke can change a little bit. We sometimes see the hips and the legs dropping a little bit in the swim spa. And the other thing is too, that through the reach phase and the catch phase, that can be impacted a little bit because you've got the water coming towards you more than you would when you're normally swimming. So you've got the water being pushed towards you. So it can change that slightly. So keeping that in mind as we go through it. So in terms of what you're doing well here, head position and alignment looks really good. Like the head stays very still, looking slightly forward, which is nice. And the top of your head remains above the water here, which is really good. And where you're breathing too, that's great. You're getting that nice split vision, that Popeye type of breathing happening. And that doesn't need to be changed at all. That's terrific. And I know something that you've worked on with posture. The kick as well is really good. I know you've worked on having that kick out the back for balance and stability through the rest of the body. So your upwards and downwards kicks are great. So what we want to try and do there when we're looking slide on is make sure that there's pressure on the downwards beat, so that downwards beat there, and the upwards movement there, keeping the leg somewhat straight through that up kick, which you're doing nicely, and the heels are breaking the surface as well. So that's really come along in the last 12 to 18 months, which is great to see. So I really like how those things are looking. And if we look at, all right, where's some opportunity to find some extra speed? Well, if we look here, I think with body position, as we mentioned earlier, the swim spa will often change that, and looking at other videos, look, your body position is good, and that doesn't need to be changed. So I just put that down to being in the spa as opposed to the pool there. So I'm not overly concerned with the hips and legs dropping a little bit. That's pretty common in the swim spa. Now, where I reckon the first opportunity is actually through the right arm catch. So you can see here that right hand enters and the fingers are drifting up slightly there. Again, that might just be a result of being in the spa compared to the pool. But if when you return to the pool that is still happening, then we obviously want to just make sure that hand gets down to shoulder depth, like this left one here. Get down to that sort of position instead, just to take the brakes off, so to speak. But the other thing you'll see through here that I'd recommend just adjusting slightly is as we go through the right hand catch, I think it comes a little bit shallow through part of it. So here, all right, we're in a good position. Got the fingers just below the wrist below the elbow. Now as you move through here, okay, setting up this catch nicely, moving through that well. No need to change that at all. And then from here to here, this is a subtle thing, but you'll see that the hand actually goes shallower from here through to here. So it sort of moves in this position, and then it goes like that. What you'll see side on with elite swimmers is it moves in this semicircle for that first part of the stroke. So it moves in the depth of it moves in that semicircle sort of shape. So if you're going through and it goes good, and then it comes up shallow and then to there, often that can be from either trying to kind of get that high elbow position, or just not allowing yourself to go deep enough through here and keep that pressure on the water. So we want to avoid the hand coming a little bit shallower through this midsection through there. One, because you will be a bit stronger with the hand slightly deeper there, and it will help you keep the fingertips pointing downwards instead of maybe off to the side there. But it's primarily a strength thing, and keeping pressure on the hand and forearm as you go through there. The left hand seems to do it pretty nicely if we look at the depth of it. So we're starting here, again, nice position, moving through, fingertips pointing down, good, good. And that tends to follow a better path, as you can see. Oops, see through here. Yeah, that's better. That's more of that semicircle sort of shape there on the left-hand side. Now, it's a little bit picky, like it's not it's not going to give you the biggest improvement of all these things that we mentioned, but it is worth mentioning there. So if we do look at the front view here, let's just see what that looks like. Okay, good. So here, setting up, and just right through there, you can see that's where it tends to go shallower. So I would even aim to be keep the hand a little bit wider. So here, this looks good, setting up nicely. And then from there, it may even be coming in towards the center a little bit too early. So I'd keep sort of moving through here, instead of looking to have that in sweep happen early on there. So you want that in sweep to start to happen around about there is where you want it to start to happen. But I reckon that's just happened a little bit too soon. And that can somewhat be seen just by the angle of the hand. So it's 90 of the arm, 96 degrees, 100 to 120 is where we want to keep it. And you'll see that the fingertips are pointing off to the side, just a bit more than what's ideal. So I'd be looking at, can you keep it around there? So just maybe make it feel somewhat deep on the right hand side through that end part of the catch. Now the second thing that I'd be looking to do, and this is where there's a big opportunity, is I'd be looking to press back a little bit further with both hands and potentially get a little bit more length and reach with the arms out in front through that extension phase of the stroke. Now let's look at the exit of the hand to begin with. So you'll see on some of these strokes here, it looks like it's coming out a little bit early. So it's coming out before the hip. And then even on some, it comes out a little bit earlier. Now, again, that might be a result of swimming in the swim spa, but if it is coming out that early in the pool, that's something that we'd certainly want to adjust. Now, the reason for that is when you exit the water at your hip or where you are there, it's only 10 to 15 centimeters less than where you ideally want to be. And it's not like you get a lot of power or a huge amount of propulsion from that last part. But the thing is, that extra little bit, that last part of the stroke, a little bit more propulsion there leads to a little bit more length with that arm there. And that little bit of sort of length will help you just set up the catch a little bit better. So that there works with that part of the stroke there. So that's why I'd be looking to just press back slightly further. And I think it's the same on both sides, whereas it just comes out a touch short on both. Now, the thing that will sort of combine with is this here. So if we look from the front, at times, I reckon you could actually bring the arm in towards the center a little bit more. So through this extension phase of the stroke, the hand, just from this angle at least, it looks like the hand and the arm may be out a little bit too wide. So as we're going through here, we want to try and just keep this somewhat in line with the shoulder to make you a bit more streamlined, to reduce the drag. And so it looks like just early on, you may just be out a little bit too wide. And so that oncoming water is going to be hitting this part of the arm. And we want to try and just get in a fairly streamlined position as we go through that. So that little extra distance out the back with that arm, and maybe trying to just reach out a bit more with the shoulder and the arm here will help you do that. And it might be a matter of, look, maybe there's been a slight overcorrection with that train track position, getting the hands in line with the shoulders. At least that's kind of what it looks like from this angle. It doesn't look this wide when we look from above. So the alignment generally looks pretty good from here. as we go through that. But again, I reckon there's maybe a little bit of room to just sort of bring it in and make it slightly more streamlined. But that would be probably the number one thing I'd be focusing on, is pressing back a bit further, maybe reaching out a little bit more with the arms while they're out in front. And we know that we don't want to do it to full extension, 100% of how far you can go, but just a little bit more is going to allow you then to get a little bit more sort of length through the torso, through the trunk here, through the arm, through the shoulders, and then it's that lengthening of those muscles that will then allow you to contract those muscles and get this nice sort of snapback effect and really get some good power for very little effort by increasing the length of each stroke there. So that would be the main one I'd be looking to do. Now, in terms of, is there anything else to focus on? They're really the main ones that I'd be looking to do. We sort of mentioned the catch there a little bit, but just a slight change with that right arm, and otherwise just continuing to work on to work on the catch. But I think this, you're setting it up pretty nicely, particularly through this left arm, and I reckon that right arm will just help by going that little bit deeper through there. And it might be a little bit fatiguing in the beginning, but it is after 3 or 4 weeks it'll feel certainly a lot better there. But this is great. Stroke's come a long way, and I know that you've worked on all those foundational things really well. So now we're just looking to make those sort of 2-3% adjustments to the stroke to continue to bring it down.
So Trainiacs, that's what I'm working on. That's how you can improve your swimming if you're at that, say, 140 per 100 meter or faster kind of range. And we'll get some benefit from swim timing, getting that rhythm in the stroke. Now, I told you that Brenton has offered a free 2-week return to swim program. In the description below will be a link to Brenton's return to swim program. It's 6 weeks long, but what he set up is a free 2-week trial, so you can check it out and see if you want to continue on or just go back to your normal swimming. At very least, you can go check out his YouTube channel where we did a video on actually more in person. Him and I went through, which you can see up there, his swim analysis of me. So there's a little bit more information that might help you on swim timing there. Later, Trainiacs. I gotta get back to this walk. Feeling the burn.